So this is what you're going to be doing for your week 3 practice forum. So in the practice forum, you're going to have a list of 10 thesis statements. This paper is about the impact of legalized prostitution on our community. In this paper, I will prove that children should not be allowed to establish social media accounts before the age of 18. Crop dusting is a dangerous practice that will have negative health effects on those who live in impacted areas. Legalizing marijuana is a bad idea for many reasons. There are many reasons why every eligible citizen should vote. Use of portable electronic devices has increased neck and back problems in its users, and this is an issue that will become more important as time goes on and users continue to have diminished movement and increased pain in neck and back. Due to water shortages, homeowners in California should be prohibited from installing new lawns. The main points of this paper are: yoga should be used instead of detention in our elementary schools. Yoga has many health and behavioral benefits for children, and yoga has been used successfully in many settings and has a proven track record. The legal driving age should be raised to 18. In this paper, I will discuss the use of plastic bags in everyday use and the dangers they present to the environment now and in the future. So here you have 10 thesis statements. Now, what you're going to do with these 10 thesis statements, you're going to, on a scale of 1 to 10, are these good or bad thesis statements? Do these thesis statements, are they effective or ineffective? Do these thesis statements have both a what or a why? And so if you see a really poor thesis statement, you're going to give a grade of 1. If you see an excellent thesis statement out of these 10, you will give a grade of 10. So you're going to choose 3 of these thesis statements to evaluate. And what are you going to be evaluating? How clearly is the thesis stated? Is the statement specific or too general? Does it appropriately state the author's position, or is it too vague? Does the statement follow a formula, or is it original and interesting? If revision is necessary, please rewrite the thesis so that it better meets the criteria of an outstanding thesis. So you're going to answer these questions in order to determine whether or not these 10 thesis statements get a 1 for a poor thesis, or a 10 for an excellent thesis, or 5 for a so-so thesis. If something gets a 1, then you can rewrite the thesis to something like a 10. All right? So I'm not going to go over this because even by looking at these 10, I can see many of them, many ineffective theses. So remember that your thesis has to have a topic, an opinion, and then reasons. If your thesis statement is missing any of those elements, then it is either too general or ineffective. If the thesis statement says something like, in this paper I will discuss, that means that this is a very uninteresting, using too much of a formulaic kind of saying. We try to avoid saying, in this paper I will discuss, or I will discuss. So you would simply delete that and you simply just say the thesis. So instead of saying, in this paper I will discuss the dangers of overusing too much water during a drought, instead you would say, there are many dangers in overusing water during a drought. You skip the I will discuss part. So that's what this one stands for. So anyway, so you're going to choose what you consider a good thesis statement. So remember, it's got to have topic, opinion, reason, and then the topic represents the what, and the reasons represent the why. So a good thesis statement has a what and a why. And so here you have the 10 of them, and then you're just going to choose them and evaluate them. So if you have any questions feel free to email me.